Welcome back. Great to have you here on WKYT. All right, if you're a cat owner, as so many are, do you feed your pet wet or dry food, and how do you know which is best for them?
Dr. Butch Schroyer with the Animal Care Clinic is here with some insight for us today. Thanks for having us and for coming in and telling us all this.
Glad to. Some neat things. Wet or dry for the cat? Well, for years and years, cats are the obligate carnivore. They're a meat eater by nature, which means that's a moist food that they should be eating. And then back at the time I got out of school almost 34 years ago, a long time ago, dry food was coming into fancy, and dry foods are really for us, not for the cat. It's easy to feed, it's less messy overall, and you can put a bowl out and leave it. Well, that was great, but it introduced certain problems along the way, and now we're beginning to shift back. At least we ought to be feeding some canned food as part of the food. One of the big problems we have with our cats is they get too big and too fat. We have Garfields that live at home with us. They lay with a steel blanket pulled up over top of them, and they're just waiting for somebody to put food in the bowl. Fat and happy. They go eat their bowl and they pop back in. Very sedentary. So one of the things one of the doctors developed for us is a no bowl feeding system for the cat. And you can see it's in this nice little mouse sort of shape. So it's a skin. It's an elastic type of skin over top, and there's a plastic container that we can actually put the food down into. And the goal for this is to take that cat that has become a behavioral problem because he's bored all day looking for something, or that fat cat that is not doing anything, and we're going to make them get up and exercise and have a job for the day, and their job's going to be finding their food.
You mean like you put their food in that and then they sort of hide it from them?
Yes, exactly. So there's a training process to get them to get used to finding their food in this as a bowl as opposed to a regular bowl, and then gradually we'll start to tuck these guys around the house, in a corner, underneath the bed, underneath the couch, underneath the chair, maybe even to the extent as they get really good at finding things quickly, we may take a shoebox and put this inside the shoebox with a top just cracked slightly, so they're on the prowl looking, and that gives them a job. So now instead of just going and finding the food ready, they've actually got to get up and move around the house and have something to do. Helps burn the calories off the fat cat and gives the anxious cat, again, something else to focus on.
Fascinating. So people need to be asking about this now.
The no bowl feeding system. We have them at the clinic, and I think it's going to make a great Christmas present for our fat cats.
Good idea.